Okay. I had to jump on here. I'm sorry, I'm a couple minutes late. I do apologize for that, but I was afraid if I didn't jump on now, I'd lose Facebook. So I am still setting things up. So welcome. Hope everybody is doing well. Oh, good. This is set up the way I need it. So tonight we are going to be talking about Google Plus. Now don't go away, because I know a lot of people out there think, oh, Google Plus shutting down doesn't matter to me. No big deal. I don't use it. You might be using it without realizing it. So please stick around for this one. This is important, and I don't want all of you fine folks out there to get caught unaware, to end up locked out of things that you need or your customers need, or you need your customers to be able to access so that they can reach you. This is a bigger problem than a lot of people realize, and now that they've moved the date up to April 2nd, I really want to make sure that everybody has the right information in front of them. So that is what we're going to talk about, and I just need another second here while I get everything set up so that I can catch all of your comments. Speaking of which, comments, got to do that too. So this is definitely a big one, and I just keep hearing from too many people like, yeah, it doesn't matter, I don't use it, or making a joke about it. And I know to a lot of people, Google Plus has been a joke. I understand that, but it may be a joke that frankly bites you in the ass if you're not careful. All right, so let me I gotta just get your comments up. So I hope everybody's doing better than I am. I know I've been whining about this for a while, but it just seems like this is how it's going to be for a while because it's winter and all that good stuff. Yes, this, but also, I don't know if you can see this or not. This is actually up a couple of degrees. Okay, when I walked in here, it was like 48 degrees. It's still freaking cold in here, especially if you factor in all the equipment that I have going here. That's kind of dramatic. Let's put it that way. It's dramatic. That's a good way to put it. All right, so now I'm bringing up the comments from vMix for this, and I need my notes because I want to make sure I don't forget anything. And no, I didn't want. Okay, sorry. Periscope. I just need to bring the Periscope comments up. So please, if you know anybody who would benefit from this information, people who you think are also of the I don't have to worry about Google Plus tribe, make sure you get a hold of them. Matter of fact, right now, go message them, email them, whatever you need to do in order to get their attention so that they come join this conversation, because I really am worried about a lot of people ending up in trouble that they could have avoided. There are things that we can't avoid in life, so I'm a big fan of avoiding whatever we can. So let us make sure that all of our friends and family and coworkers are covered on that score. Okay. One more step, and I think we will be good. Yes! Excellent. Oh, love it when a plan comes together. Okay. So, this is going to be a juicy one. And I want to get into it because, yes. Yes, this. Very much so. And I mean, we're not as bad off as the Midwest. I would be really hosing the Midwest right now because my heat is working, but not great. So yes, it is really, really bad out. And as cold as I am, I know there's a lot of people out there that are way colder. Okay, so one more, we're almost there, Okay, actually what I can do is I can run the intro, and by the time the intro stops, I should be pretty much there. Okay, here you go, our little intro, and then we're gonna dive right in. Okay, welcome. Thank you all for showing up. I really appreciate it. My name is Kathleen, and I am your tech coach. What that means to those of you who are new is technology is my day gig. It's also my hobby. I love it. I love the possibilities of it. And I give assistance to my friends, neighbors, family, all that kind of stuff, which has led me to understand that not everybody has a geek in their life that they can ask questions of. So that's why I'm here. Don't be shy. If you've got questions, if you need some guidance about technology, whether it's in your life or your business, I kind of skew towards the business organizations, but we're people, we're all people, we use it in our lives too, so that's all good too. So thank you for being here. I do appreciate that. As always, I also appreciate this. So thank you for all the folks out there who do this. It is very, very kind of you. And so we're going to talk tonight about Google Plus. Now, before you run away, come back. because a lot of people are out there thinking, Google Plus, it's a joke, ha ha ha. It doesn't matter. I don't use it. You may be using it without realizing it. And I've only, like, in the past couple of weeks come to realize how many people don't know that they're using Google Plus, even though they have been for a long time, and they're actually relying on it for a lot of things. So if you are one of those people, please stick around because you want to hear this. If you are somebody who knows that, you know, you've been actually using Google Plus, you've been building your community, you've been using it for your marketing and all that kind of stuff, and you've been kind of wishing that they would change their mind, that's not happening. Not only that, they've moved the date up. So we're going to plow through a lot of information here. So I do hope that you've got a pen and paper handy. Good news is, if you don't, you can always watch this on replay. So no panic on that. Alrighty, here we go. Yes. So good point. Thank you, John. John is saying, you know, if you're going to reach out to friends and family, neighbors, email them, text them, whatever it needs to do to get them to come to the show. Just don't open your front door and yell at them because they probably won't hear you. Although maybe they will. You never know. Depends on where you live, right? Thank you, John. All right. So let's just hit the highlights here so that the people who are coming in and maybe think that this doesn't matter to them understand why it does. So Google Plus is shutting down, okay? They've been saying it was going to shut down the end of this year, and they moved it up a little bit. They have moved it all the way up to April 2nd, okay? They are not messing around. They are shutting it down. They are going to delete things. You will not have options to go back to them and say, but please, Google, give us back our stuff. Once it's gone, it's gone. And so if you are somebody who's actively using Google Plus, hopefully you've been informed about this. You're aware of it. So you've been using it, you know, to share your content, to build community, to communicate with your audience, your customers, to, you know, maybe build, you know, closed groups for people to share information and to build your communities. You hopefully already are starting to work on a plan. We will talk about that. If Google Plus has been a part of your content distribution process, your marketing process, okay? Maybe you don't actively manage groups there. Maybe you don't spend a lot of time on it, but you're pushing your content to it. You need to know what to do now because you don't want to be pushing it into the ether. You don't want maybe content you put out there that maybe you don't have anywhere else, you know, and have it go away. So we're going to talk about that. If you are using Google Plus to give your customers, your users, your community access to your website, your blog, your tools, okay, your apps, okay, you may not even know that you're doing this. So please, if you have any kind of a secured area that, you know, you are using as part of your business, your organization, or even your personal life, please stick around. If you have a blog or a website that you take comments on, there's a really good chance that you're using Google Plus and you don't know it. So please, please, please stick around. All right, let us dive into the goodies here. I do want to just double check and make sure that I'm getting the Periscope comments. You know what? Let's go with a backup. Oh, thank you for the hearts. I appreciate that. Unoda Expertise, thank you so much for coming over on Periscope. I do appreciate that. I am just going to bring up a backup for Periscope because sometimes the comments get a little wonky on me and I like to be sure. Okay. All right, so a little quick history for those of you who maybe have not heard about this. For various reasons, okay, lack of activity, really because of several very serious security breaches, Google decided to punt on Google+. It's been around for a while, but they decided it just wasn't worth it, so they were going to shut it down. It was started out being the end of this year to give everybody enough time, then they bumped it up a little bit earlier until like the fall. In the past week or so, they have decided, because of more problems, that they're done with it and they're going to pull the plug on April 2nd. So that's weeks away. So we are now just before Super Bowl, okay? So we're talking February, March, and then it's gone. So you need to be ready. So let's be clear about what we mean by they're shutting it down, okay? They're not just freezing posts on the site, okay? The entire site and everything that has ever been posted there is going to be deleted, gone. No safety net, no backup plan from their point of view. We're going to give you some to cover, but it's going to be gone, okay? It's going to cease to exist, okay? If you're a Monty Python fan, you know, it's the bird, okay? It's going to be pining for the fjords. So this is something that you need to be very, very aware of. And to be clear, okay, this is fairly brutal. Okay, usually when this kind of stuff happens, like they freeze it, they lock, no new stuff can go on, but it kind of lives on for a while. Like you can still go to MySpace pages and stuff like that. That's not what's going to happen here. It is going to be gone. It's going to not only shut down that content, but it's going to have an impact on other tools. So let's see. I'm just covering. Right. Okay. Hang on. Here we go. So, regardless of who you are, okay, if you have ever pushed content to Google+, okay, whether that is blog posts, photos that you've shared, why is this making noise? If you are sending, maybe Instagram posts to it, that type of thing, you need to take a moment to go and take a look at everything you've posted to see if there's anything there that you could ever possibly want in the future. If there is, then you need to download it. And there are a couple different ways to do that, and I will share that with you in a minute. If anything out there is a single use, so I'm particularly worried about people who will put photos out there, because some people are under the impression that the photos that they've put on Google Plus are automatically safe in Google Photos. That's not the case. If you only loaded it into Google Plus and did not also make a copy and put it in your Google Photos, it's going to be gone. Okay? Gone. Now, just to put everybody at rest, because I know it gets a little confusing here, Google Photos is not going away. So as long as you have everything in Google Photos, you're fine. Okay? It's only if you only have ever posted the content to Google Plus and nowhere else. That's where you're going to be in trouble. So from a basic standpoint, everybody, and I do mean everybody, needs to go to their website, their app, their email footers. Okay? These are all these things that people aren't thinking about. And they need to remove that Google Plus logo and link from it, because everybody who leaves it there, frankly, is going to start to look like they're not paying attention, okay? And we're all out here trying to, build up, know, like, and trust. But trust starts to erode when you've got old links out there for dead sites, for having links available that don't go anywhere. These are the kind of things that foster distrust in your potential customers and users or existing ones. So make sure, this is one of the notes you got to write down, you need to go through everything and make sure that those Google Plus logos and links are gone. Take them out, get rid of them, throw them away. You're never going to use them again. Now, this may not be so easy for some of you, because if you are not able to maintain your own website, if you don't know how to edit your email templates, if you have an application, a web tool, a mobile app, what have you, that might have that link in there as part of your about or contact us or all of your promotional materials. Okay, so all you folks out there that are spending a lot of time and money on your marketing campaigns, make sure that there are absolutely no references, no logos that reference Google Plus going forward. It's going to make you look old and dated at best, okay? At worst, it's going to bring people to a dead end, which means that they're going to just walk away from whatever it is you're offering. So please make sure you go and do this. This is absolutely critical. There is no time to waste on this. Google Blog, got that. Okay. The other thing for everybody, okay, even if it turns out as we go through this whole thing tonight that, you really are in the clear, this is an excellent time for everybody to up their game on their social media, because you know what? For all of the jokes that are out there about Google Plus, there are a lot of communities out there. There are a lot of regular users out there. It may not be the astronomical numbers that people see on Instagram or Facebook or what have you, but that does not mean that it's zero. And those people are going to be looking for new places to get content, new places to build community. This is an excellent time for you to maybe scoop up some of that audience. So make sure that you're posting on your blog, you're on Instagram, you're on Facebook, and it's a really good time for the next 6 weeks or so, 8 weeks, bump up your game. Make yourself more visible. If I were you, I would go like 12 weeks. Do like the next 3, 4 months, 5 months. Really up your game to try to get those extra eyeballs that now have no place to go. Really critical. And this is another critical reason why everybody needs to be thinking about this. So if you're using a tool to push out your social posts, all that kind of stuff, if you're automating all that kind of stuff, you've now got, if you're using one of the free ones, generally they limit you to how many locations you can push your content to. Guess what? You're getting a free slot back, okay? Because you won't be using the Google Plus one anymore, so don't waste it. Shut that one down and send it to Pinterest or Instagram or someplace else that you're not actively using today. Hey, it's a free win for people. Yeah, might as well cash in on that. How many times does that happen in life, right? Sorry, really is cold here. Surf K, thank you for joining over on Periscope. If you have any questions or comments, please go ahead, throw them in the comments. I am keeping an eye on them. I am monitoring them. I am very happy to see all of you there. It's a little hard to read on my phone here. I'm sorry, the Periscope ones are really hard to read. Okay, so I'm going to give a shot at this. So this is Daneem565 over on Periscope. Thank you for cruising by. I appreciate it. I'm so glad that you're here. All right, so we've covered the basics, right? You know that it's going to close. You know that this, at a minimum, will impact everybody because either you have a Google Plus link somewhere in your world, or you're looking for the opportunity to build your audience, and there's going to be audience up for the grabs. So this is all the way to go. All right, so we've talked about that there's basically 4 groups of people I'm trying to get to think about this, right? So if you're actively using Google Plus, we're going to get into that next. If it's part of your campaign, if you're using that like Hootsuite or whatever to push out your content, your marketing, what have you, we just talked about the fact that, hey, you know, if you're using a tool to do that, you're getting a free slot. Even if you're not, you need to look at maybe a platform you haven't been using. So not everybody sends everything to every platform, and that's a good thing. But now you've got an extra slot because Google Plus is going away. So fill that slot. Make sure you're not missing out on the opportunity to build your audience. And if you are anywhere using a comment system for your blog, your tool, your application, there's a really good chance that Google Plus is actually behind it as an API or directly, so that's a problem, and you want to stay aware of that. And if you are using Google Plus to allow people access to your private, you know, members only areas, to your application, whatever, we need to talk. All right, so let's next talk about if you're actively using Google Plus, okay, if you're using it to share content, build your community, all that kind of good stuff. So this basically at a high level means that everybody is losing a social media platform, right? There's one less place to market your content. And we've talked about the fact that, you know, all of your content will be lost. Important to understand that also means you're losing any communities that you've bought and all of the content in there. I'm going to say that again. You are losing all of your content you've ever posted, images, posts, articles you've shared, everything, but you are also losing the communities that you've built and all the content and members that inside. Gone. Okay? Now, if you run a community today on Google Plus, first thing you need to do is come up with plans, right? You need to know where you're moving your community to. The obvious choices are Facebook, which is maybe a problem for some of your community members. LinkedIn groups is another place to look at. If you want, I can do some more research and come up with a bigger list for you for a different show. So please, you know, reach out and let me know. Go to the website, put comments in, whatever. I'm more than happy to do that. I have a feeling a lot of people are going to go to Facebook, LinkedIn groups, probably for more business focused ones. Now, let's just take a breath here because I am actually actively a member of a couple of groups, and there have been conversations about going to Facebook, and I have to tell you, there's a lot of members who have threatened, and in another group that's already done the move, have actually followed through with, I will not go to Facebook under any terms. So you do need to think about this. You need to reach out to your community. You need to have this conversation, and you need to have it fast, because it is no minor feat to move your community from one location to another. It's just not. It's a big deal. It's going to take setup time for you. You're going to have to educate. You're going to have to reach out to your members who maybe aren't as active in addition to your active members. So this is a big, hairy deal. And frankly, 2 months is not really enough time, but you're going to have to do this. So you're going to need to look at it. Like I said, I'm more than happy to do some more research on some other group options if that would help anybody here. So whichever way you decide to go, you got to go. You got to set up your new group. Okay, you got to do a little testing on it. You got to get all your pieces in place for whatever you need from your group tool, and then start letting your members know every single day. Be there, posting to them, email them if you've got that. Use your other methods of communication. Use your website. Use your Twitter account. Use your emails. Make sure the footer of every email says, "Hey, we're losing Google Plus. We're moving the community here. Here's the link. Make sure you come over." because it's not going to be a matter of you being able to just bring those members over for them. You're going to have to get them to make that effort, and we all know how hard that is. They're going to have to go to that new site, they're going to have to create a new account, they're going to have to join your membership. This is not going to be easy or fast. So start now. Start yesterday. So make sure that you've got it as orderly as you possibly can. If, again, you are a Google Plus community owner and or moderator, you should have, or will in the next few days, hopefully, get some additional information from Google. They're supposed to provide special tools for you to download data. How much you want to download, if you want to download, that's up to you, but you do need to think about it very carefully. Think about it in detail. Take a look at your content and decide, what you want, what you don't want. There are, and I will share this. Let me bring up this post here. Okay, so there is some information out there already, but like I said, they've promised that they're going to contact you, but don't wait. Don't wait. Honestly, don't wait. So there is this site. I guess I'll put it out there. It's under the Google support. So it's support.google.com/plus, and then there's a whole bunch of things here. But this one in particular breaks down how to download your Google Plus data, okay? And you can do like everything, or you can specify what you want. So this is something that you would probably want to go take a look at. Again, if you are not technical, if you are not the person who originally set this up, you may need to reach out to somebody to help you, which is fine. I mean, that's, not everybody is good at everything. We talk about that a lot here. But those people are going to be very busy. So the longer you wait, the harder it's going to be for you to find that help. And like I said, you don't have a big window here. So you need to be thinking about this now. If you look at this and you're like, this is over my head, I can't do this, you need to find somebody to do this for you. Now, you may have somebody in your membership or in your community, in your audience, who you know and trust, who would help you out with this. But if not, you're going to have to reach out. So make sure that you get started looking at that kind of stuff. Another thing to go look at, there it is right at the top. Can you, let me zoom this up a little bit here. See this here? They're not kidding. This is showing up everywhere. But there is an FAQ page too. And again, I will put this in the links, but unfortunately Periscope, I can't do that for you. But it will be on Facebook, and I will put it on Twitter also. So just as a reminder, I don't have a page yet. Maybe I can throw up a quick page. Maybe I will throw together a quick page and put it on yourtechcoach.net. But I will also put the links out on Twitter for you so that you have some place to go get them. But there's a whole list of questions and answers here about all of the stuff that you need to know. I can only cover so much of it in this show, so you might want to go and check that out too. All right, so come back. All right, so you, as a community member, there's not a whole lot that you can do except maybe pull down your own stuff. But if you are a community owner or mod, you have many more options. That is all very, very important. Again, I do want to drive this home because there's been a lot of confusion with the people I've talked to about it. Any photos you loaded to Google Plus will be gone. Also videos, all that kind of stuff, unless you also make a copy of them and put them in Photos. They are not automatically a part of Photos, so if you do not do this, they will be gone. All right, we talked about finding an alternative. And we talked about the fact that you need to be doing this now. Don't wait. Figure it out. Get your new place set up. And tell your users. Tell your users where to go. Tell them, that sounded terrible. Tell your users where you're going to be moving your house to, right? You're going to be moving your community hall to, and let them know how to get there and how to get set up, and that they need to do this now. One of the things that's really disappointing from my point of view is that Google is not giving you a way to, on your community, put like a redirect, because they're literally deleting everything. There's not going to be anything for people to land on to get a redirect. So that is not an option in this case. You can't just leave a pinned post there and, and everybody over the next year is going to be able to go there. We are really talking about a 2-month window where you can communicate this information, which is why I'm pushing so hard for you to use all of your other channels. And if, by some chance, Google Plus has been your only channel, today is the day you need to get a blog, even if it's one page. You need to set up a Twitter account. You need to get all these other channels out there because you want to make it as easy as possible for your people to continue to interact with you. This is why I also say it's really important for everybody to have their own website, even if it is just one page, because you need something that you own, that you have control over. Because no matter what third-party thing you're using, it can go away. And this is a perfect example of this. So I know some people who have done nothing but build everything out on Google+, and now it's all going to be gone. Now they can back it up, which hopefully they can do, but their folks are used to going to that one spot, and there is no alternative. And you always want to have an alternative. You always want to have a home base that is under your control. We'll rant about that more later. Okay. I'm just making sure that I've got all of my notes for that particular audience. Yes, 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 yes. Okay. As you are getting these other pieces in place, you're going to hear from a lot of people, oh, start to, phase out, the others and all that. And to me, the phase out is not really the approach here. It is go all out, okay? Wherever you set up shop moving forward, whatever platforms you are on that aren't Google+, go all out. Push the message out there. Don't take a chance that somebody's missed it. No community has every member in there every single day. So you need to keep getting the word out there. You need to encourage the sharing of it. You need to make sure that the word is getting out. What's happening, what your plan is, where you want them to go next. All right. Sorry, I've completely, let me just go and check here. Okay, so I'm just reminding everybody, I know I'm kind of ranting and I'm covering a lot of stuff quickly. That's the good thing about a replay, is you can come back and watch. But do go ahead. I mean, thank you for all the hearts on Periscope. I really appreciate that. Thank you all, for following and for sharing. That means the world to me. And this is the kind of messaging that you need to get out there, is that, hey, yes, you can follow me here on Facebook, but I'm also on a website, youratechcoach.net. Yes, I'm also on Twitter, because this stuff happens. Okay, this is proof that I live the message that I'm giving you, right? I have a home base and I use all the tools, okay? I'm just saying. All right, gotta keep going. So if you are one of the people who just really used Google Plus for marketing, for sharing your content, we've already talked about the bonus that you're getting if you're using a tool. Like if you're using Hootsuite for free, I think you're limited to 3 social platforms that you can send to. But if you now are losing Google Plus, you've got an extra spot, which is great. If you're looking for a bright side in all of this, that would be it. But you need to also have a plan. Okay, whether Google Plus was your only content and marketing, distribution point, or if you've got it in multiple places, you do want to make sure that you've got it covered everywhere. So this is a really good time, and actually I didn't bring this up, so give me 1 second. This is an excellent time if you are not already, or if you are not actively using Google My Business. This is the moment, okay? Now, I know that there are some people who are like, no, Google just screwed me on this. I'm not doing something else. Look, okay, like it or not, Google is the world of search. And so this is what you're going to need to be doing. It's just like Facebook. Not everybody's in love with Facebook, but we've all got to deal with it. Okay, so if you are pushing a lot of your content to Google+, frankly, even if you weren't, now is the time to go and make sure that you have your Google profile, My Business profile set up, and that you are actively using it. This has everything that you could possibly want to communicate about your business in one place. Again, it should never be your only thing, but it is an excellent place, and people search on Google, so these results are going to come up. It's free, okay? And you can give all kinds of information. You can put your hours of operation. You can talk about your business. You can put pictures of your location, your products, your services, your hours. You can make it 1 click for somebody to call you, 1 click for somebody to email you, 1 click for somebody to get to your website, your socials. This is a hugely helpful tool. I have seen people take this, spend a lot of time on it, focus on it, keep it updated, make use of the short-term information sharing kind of stuff, which we'll get into in a minute. I have seen this have huge positive impacts for people, especially in businesses and organizations. So definitely think about this, whatever size you are. You can build your loyalty. You can, share and collect, comments, feedback, ratings. You also, I don't know if they put it on this page anymore, But there's also ways that you can put promotions, right? You can put little, short-term posts out there that fade away after a certain amount of time. It is a great way to communicate with your audience. So if you were all in on Google Plus, you absolutely need to go and make sure you're set up on here. If you've maybe went in and set this up when it became available and it's just kind of sitting there by itself, make sure you're going in on a regular basis and adding photos, making sure the information's up to date, adding more information if you've not made use of all of it. I mean, there's lots of information. You see here, you can do posts, okay? You make sure you're interacting with people who are leaving reviews, good, bad, neutral. This is your next best way to go. And it's free, but like anything else, free comes at a price. It does take time. It's another thing that you're going to have to keep track of. Right now, I don't know of any third-party tools that let you post directly to this. I have a feeling that will probably change, assuming Google allows that. But this is something that you need to make sure that you are doing. Let's see. Yeah, so post, there's a follow button. Users can ask questions about your... That's the other thing I forgot here. So on this one... Nope. I never get the pointing right. On this one here, you can, users can ask questions about your business, get answers from other, consumers or users, also from you. So this is a great active way for people to learn about your goods and services. And it is obviously mobile friendly. It's available everywhere and it's going to come up in search results. So make the best use of it. So yeah, you can do posts, you've got a follow button, you can do questions and answers, you can, people can message you directly from this if they're on mobile and you can respond to them. You can do photos, you can do videos, you can do text posts, you can do promotions, coupons kind of things, and of course reviews. Okay, I'm just checking here. I see a lot of activity and a lot of going back and forth. If you do have a question, a comment, if you need me to go back over something because I'm chatting too fast, just let me know. We're all good. Okay. I'm sorry this is going to be a little bit of a long show tonight, but I do want to make sure we're going through all of this. Okay. So the other thing, and this is a biggie. So if you are collecting comments on your website, maybe you're doing it, just on your blog post. Maybe, you've got a comment built in, a comment section built in maybe your app or your web tools or whatever. There's a really strong possibility that you're using either Google Comments directly or using the Google API. So for example, Blogger. Okay, so if you're hosting your website on Blogger, okay, which is free, great tool. It's been around a long time, but completely serviceable. They are obviously using Google Plus for their comments there. I'm just checking the dates here because the dates keep changing. Come on, where did I put this date? I know I put it here. Okay, so we're talking about how all this is happening, right, April 2nd, but it's actually starting earlier for a lot of stuff. So April 2nd is when they pull the plug on Google Plus in general, okay? As of, I think, what am I looking at? February 4th, okay? So that is 4 days from today. 4 days from when this show was being recorded. The Google-powered comments are going to be pulled from Blogger. I don't just mean like people won't be able to post. I mean they'll be gone. Okay, any history of comments will be gone. Okay? There are third-party sites. There are third-party tools that are using the Google API, Google Plus API to provide the comments functionality. That is going to be pulled on March 7th. 4 weeks away. Okay, now we are talking about things that are embedded in people's websites across the entire website. If you've been using this kind of thing for, 5, 10 years, you have a lot of pages. You have a lot of content. You have a lot of comments that maybe you want to keep. If you have this built into a tool, an application, anything along those lines, that is not an insignificant change to make. Especially if you're not even sure whether or not you're using it or not, because it may not be that transparent to you. Unless you were the developer who put that in there, you may not know it's there. So you need to find out today, tomorrow, whether or not this is impacting you. And if so, you need to come up with a plan right away and implement it, because especially in applications, it's not a switch. It's not easy to switch these things out. No matter how well coded it is, how modular it is not an insignificant effort to change this. And I'm kind of laughing now because John, who's watching over on Facebook, I know, and I don't think he'll mind me saying, he's been working on a project and he's been using some third-party tools. And one of those third-party vendors, with all best intentions, made some really dramatic changes to their tool and basically blew out of the water everybody who was using their stuff. Now, John is lucky in that, he was able to get in and make those changes, and he's just about done making those changes. But he can tell you firsthand that this is not a zero effort type of situation. So you need to make sure that you are on top of this. And there's another layer to this that we're going to get into, but I at least want to cover just the commenting part of it, because for a lot of people that is crucial, and for your audience and for your customers that is crucial, because that's how they build that connection with you. That's how you're collecting feedback from them. That's how you are responding to them and making them feel valued and heard. This is not a minor thing, right? This is the basis of a lot of what happens, how your business grows, how you get recommended to other people. So this is a big deal to lose this, and it doesn't have to be catastrophic. Sorry. But it does require you to dive in and figure this out right away. And like I said, I know that this is going to be a big hardship on people who are not the ones who built these things, right? Because you're running your business, right? That's your focus. That's taking all of your time and attention. That's where your special knowledge is. That's where your skills are. So you may not be the person that put these kinds of solutions in place. You may not even know where to begin to look. So you need to reach out to whoever it is in your world that can help you with this and get them to jump on it now and understand that if they are somebody who does this for a living, they're getting a lot of people pulling at them about this. Or if they aren't, they will in the next couple of weeks. So you want to make sure you're first online. Go out, get in contact with them, take them to coffee, have that conversation, and don't settle for, I'm pretty sure you're okay. Be sure. Get them to go in, get them to verify, because I can't tell you how many times I'm pretty sure turned into, and I'm sorry for the words, but oh shit, we're screwed. Just saying, I'm just dealing with one of those now, not tied to this, but it happens. So please be careful. All right. We are going to keep plowing along here. Okay, so I kind of figured John would kick in here. So he is officially agreeing with me and warning you that this process is. And I appreciate you censoring yourself, John. Appreciate that very much. Okay. All right, so got those dates out of the way, got that comment in. Okay, so this is the other big thing. And I meant to bring up some of them. So let me just try one. Actually, let me go incognito because I may already be logged in. There are a lot. I wouldn't even hazard a guess at how many. There are a lot of websites, software as a service, applications, tools, mobile solutions, you name it, that use, let me just, Google as their sign-in. So a lot of times, I'm pretty sure this site does this. I just want to bring up an example because it's the kind of thing that not everybody thinks of. Okay. Let me bring this up for you. Because again, it may not be something that you would think of until I show this to you. All right. Switch over. Okay. And I'm going to try this again. No. I have to do it this way. Okay, so if no, see, I'm still doing it wrong. Oh, heck with it. This thing over here, this way. There, this is how I'll do it. This is easier. If you have a website, a tool, if your mobile app, whatever, okay? And I mean, to think about it, this actually could impact intranets. This could impact extranets. This could impact any kind of B2B service that you've got. Community access. I mean, there's so many places where this is happening, where instead of having people create an account every time as a convenience, they can use their Google Plus or their Facebook account to log in, right? If you stop to think about this, just from a personal level, how many places have you seen this, even if you don't do it, okay? How many places have you seen this? All of these are going to break. I'm not saying maybe, I'm saying they are going to break. Now, Some of them who have used certain code bases or APIs from Google may automatically get switched to just a Google sign-in. So instead of, so like this one in particular is Google Plus. And I'm not picking on this. I don't know if you can tell who it is. It's Deposit Photos. I'm not picking on them. It just happened to be in my head because I was helping somebody with a problem they had with their account. But this is the kind of example that I'm talking about where you may be not using it and you're not even thinking about it, right? But this is critical, okay? Because if you are relying on this, if you have customers, members, users who use this to access your goods, your services, your sites, your applications, your tools, they are going to be locked out and not know why necessarily. So you need to communicate to them that this is happening. You need to have a plan and share that plan with them about what the replacement is going to be. You need to work with your technical team to make sure that that plan gets implemented, tested, please. Don't just think you can switch it. You have to test it. You have to verify. You have to try it in different browsers. You have to try it on different devices. Not you necessarily, but whoever it is that's doing this for you. But you need to go and do all this kind of stuff now. This is also, by the way, going to impact maybe some of your SEO, some of your analytics tracking, okay? Because that's a lot of the reason why people make this stuff available. So you need to make sure that whatever change you put in place is also plugged into your SEO tools, is also plugged into your analytics tools so that you don't lose that data. Because I know people that, make these kind of changes and then 6 months, a year goes by and they're like, wait, our numbers are all wrong. And that data's gone. You cannot get that data back. So you need to make sure that you are plugging it in all the places. And you're starting to understand why, I'm making such a big deal out of this and why I'm pushing this to, people around me are tired of hearing about it. But the past 48 hours, 72 hours, I have been shoving this in people's faces because I am terrified about the fact that people are treating this so laissez-faire and it could have such a major impact on them. So please, don't assume, okay? Don't assume you're going to be okay. Make it go and look. Special shout out to my developer friends out there. If you are a developer, okay, and you have been developing tools and solutions and login systems for people, please, please, please do the right things. Step up. Go through your old clients. Even if you're not still actively working with them, at least reach out. Give them the heads up, okay? If you can, come up with alternative plans for them. Please don't let this fall by the wayside. Be the good developer, okay? Be the good person. Make sure that you are proactively helping out current and past customers, because this is the kind of thing that a lot of people need our help with, right? This is not the kind of thing that they're living in every single day. They don't really understand all the options maybe, and they shouldn't have to, right? That's why we're here. That's why we're in business. So please, special shout out to you folks. Help, reach out, be proactive about it. So this is super, super important, because this is the kind of thing that will absolutely shut down somebody's business. I know a lot of you are thinking that I am blowing this out of proportion, and I hope I am. I hope I am. I hope this goes smoothly. I hope nobody gets burned. But life experience tells me that's not the case. Okay, life experience tells me that there are people that are going to be burned by this that didn't have to, but it's going to happen. Don't be those people, please. Okay? This is why I'm here. This is what I try to do. I try to help people get the best benefit out of technology, but also avoid the pitfalls. And this is a big pitfall, and it's coming at us like a train, and we want to make sure that we get everybody off the tracks and into someplace safe so that they can continue to do what they do best, right? Because this may not be the fun part for you. It is for me. I mean, not these kind of problems, but the technology side of it. And I get it. Okay, I get that it's hard to run your business. I get that it's a 24/7, 365. I understand all of that. But if you don't pay attention to these things, you may not have anything to be working with anymore. Or you could be losing such a big part of your audience that you won't be able to keep going forward. So I understand that this isn't fun. I understand this is just more stress. But the sooner you deal with it, the sooner you can move past it and move on. And who knows, maybe even pick up some extra customers along the way because you were proactive about it. You got the word out there, and people who let the ball drop will create an audience of people who are looking for alternatives. So, hey, if you're looking for an upside in all this, I would say that that's probably it. All right, so I'm just going to remind you that this is happening, okay? It's happening very, very soon, okay? So, again, just to recap, if you... going back to my list here, if you actively have been using Google Plus, okay, to share content to build your community. Maybe it's the basis for all of your marketing and SEO. You need to come up with a plan. You need to implement that plan, and you need to get the word out to all of your people about what this plan is and what you're going to do and where to go next. If it's a part of just if it's a more passive part of your content distribution, your marketing, all that kind of stuff, you still need to have a plan. This is going away. Don't be wasting your time sending your content, your photos, your promotions out into a void, right? Shut it down. Take all of that effort, take all of that information, take all of that marketing, and find a new place for it. Okay, so maybe you've been doing just Google Plus and mail campaigns, right? Well, maybe this is a chance to go and try Facebook, to try Instagram, to try Pinterest, to try LinkedIn. I mean, LinkedIn has been making some real strides in trying to tap into the business side of things. Point is, you don't have to be everywhere, and I don't recommend being everywhere because it's a lot to maintain. But pick something. Get it out there. Start building it up. Don't wait till the last minute. Above all, everybody go to Google My Business. Get your set up. If you are already set up, go into it, update it, start making that a part of your regular routine, whether it's once a week, once a month, once every couple of months. Go in, add some new photos, put a post up there, interact with people who are leaving reviews, interact with the people who are asking questions about your business. People who are asking questions about your business are gold, okay? There's no other word for it. That means if somebody has taken the time to go find out a little bit about you and then asked a question about you, those are an active possible future customer. Don't let them slip away. So make sure that you're going in there and you're doing that. And for all, so I'm sorry, I didn't finish my list. If you are using Google Plus to give your customers access, make sure that you take that off and you replace it with something. Now, like I said, there are ways to switch it from Google Plus to just Google Access, which is totally fine. That will continue to work if that's what you have. But don't assume just because, let me bring this back up, just because you don't see the Google Plus logo as your login option doesn't mean that it's not Google Plus. Okay, so let's be clear about that. Don't assume. Okay, if you just see the red G, okay, and or just says login with Google, there's still a 50-50 chance that it could be a Google Plus login or a Google. So you need to make sure that you go in there and you fix that, you put the right code in, and unfortunately it's not as simple as just a redirect. It's a whole new code base, and so you need to make sure you take care of that. If you are doing that, or if you are using Google Plus for marketing, all that kind of stuff, you want to make sure that you turn off your SEO connections to that kind of stuff, and that you also turn off your Google Analytics connections to that stuff. And more importantly, you plug in whatever your new solution is to your SEO and plug in to your analytics, whatever your new solution is, so that you don't lose that data. If you're using comments in your tool, on your website, on your blog, you need to double check and make sure that whatever is behind it is not Google Plus. And if it is, you need to very quickly come up with a solution and get it in there, test it, and implement it, and turn it on, because that is going to go away, again, completely. Not just static, not just for reference, it will be gone. So that is absolutely key. And again, if you are a developer, please, please, please check, go through your records, reach out, come up with alternatives for people. They may not ask you to do it, but at least share the information with them so they're not out there cold. For everybody, and I will put these out there, there are places that you can go and get information about all this stuff. I'm going to bring them back up. One sec. So you don't have to wait for Google to reach out. You can go to, and I will put these links out there. There is a FAQ page just about the Google Plus shutdown. That's how big this is. Just scroll through here. There's a lot of content, so be aware. If you are looking to download your data, to archive it, to back it up, just in case, nothing wrong. Storage space is cheap. I'm a big fan of the download it just in case. So there's a whole page just about how to do that, or what your different options are, all that kind of stuff. So again, I will put these links out there. If you have any questions, any comments, if you need some more guidance, if you want me to do some more research on alternative, especially for the communities, but also for commenting systems, let me know. Okay? Reach out. You can you can put it in the comments, okay? Even if you're catching this on the replay, I will catch it on the Facebook comments. But you can also go to yourtechcoach.net and let me know there. You can reach out to me on Twitter. Thought I fixed that. You can go to Twitter, your_tech_coach. The underscore is important. Other person has the other one. But let me know. You can DM, you can tweet at me. I'm more than happy to go do that for you. I'm going to look again, see if anybody has any questions right now. I know it's a lot. I know that I've thrown a lot at you here. I understand, but the problem is that there's not enough time for me to do this in like little shows like I normally would do. So that's why this is a long show tonight. I will make sure that I get these links out to you. Like I said, I will throw together a page on my website, which is yourtechcoach.net. I will also post these on Twitter, and I will put them into Facebook for this post, so that you'll have multiple ways to go get it. And of course, you can just go to Google or DuckDuckGo or Bing or wherever and search and get this information too. I'm just trying to make it easy for you because it's going to take you some time to read through this, to find out what the impact is for you, to come up with those plans, put those plans in place, test them, and then work with your audience to get them over. This is going to take some effort. I'm here. If you have any questions, if you need any help, if you need to bounce some ideas around, feel free to reach out. This too shall pass. But remember, all those times that I said, always make sure you have a home base, this is why. So, thank you as always for the likes, the follows, for the shares, for giving the hearts on Periscope. I'm so glad that you folks are finding this helpful, and I won't get you... The hearts make me smile. And so do likes and the Facebook, you know, the smileys and all that kind of stuff. I appreciate all of it. I love the fact that you folks are all here and that we can share this kind of information together. All right. This is it for now. I will revisit this if you need. It will be here for replay if you need. So just don't push it off. I know how easy it is to keep pushing this off, especially for those of us in the U.S. You know, we're going to tax season like we need one more thing. But unfortunately, we have no control over this, so we have to deal with it now. Okay? Thank you all so much. I hope all is well. I hope everybody's warm. For those of you who are enjoying your summer right now, we're jealous. I will be back next week, Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm here on Facebook and on Periscope. I will also be on Twitch. So if you go to twitch.tv/yourtechcoach, I will be there. Let's see. Well, I'm going to be there late. Gonna be there late, John. I'll shoot for 9:30. It's probably gonna be closer to 10, but we always do kind of a post-show hangout so we can continue this conversation over there. I'm also live there on Fridays, which is just kind of a free-for-all, depending on what's going on in the world and what we all feel like doing. So if you're curious about Twitch, you can come over and visit there, and we'll be happy to show you around. All right, everybody. Google Plus going away. Take care of it right away. I'll see you next week. Have a good one. Bye.